Let's talk about this game coming up between the Broncos and the
and
Seattle Seahawks.
Peyton. Can we talk some more about Peyton?
Well, I was at practice today. It was just a walkthrough, but the whole team was on one field walking through their plays, while on the other field right next door, Peyton Manning, Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and Owen Daniels, the starting quarterback, the starting tight end, and the two Pro Bowl starting wide receivers, were just running through plays on their own. They are not going to play in Seattle in the first preseason game.
Well, how do you feel about it?
I don't like it at all. You know how I feel about guys playing versus guys sitting. I don't care where it is in the season. I don't want a guy sitting for too long. This is a new playbook with a lot of new plays for Peyton, including some rolling out that he needs to do. I think they need to develop that chemistry at game speed, not at practice speed. And I like the idea of them doing it against a really good defense in a tough place to play. I think it just makes you tougher. It gets you more ready. Now, I get it. Emmanuel Sanders coming off a little bit of a creaky hamstring. Demaryius Thomas maybe not quite ready to play.
Really? You think?
But Owen Daniels is ready to play and Peyton Manning's ready to play. I don't like it at all.
Let me take devil's advocate with you.
Sure.
Because I've already said, but I think for the sake of this program. And
plus, it makes me not want to watch the game even.
You and me, who talk about sports all the time, well, you watch the game.
I'll watch the game.
We'd watch the game if Brendan was playing quarterback.
Yeah, but it's not it's nowhere near as it's nowhere near as attractive a game.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
I think it's a good test for these guys.
I do too, but I'm going to.
That's fine.
I'm going to agree with you. Then I'm going to disagree with you. Yes, go in and play in Seattle, the loudest place in the world. You're trying to develop cohesion. Problem is, Emmanuel's not at total full strength. Chris Harris is not. Demaryius is not in playing shape. He screwed around, and I mean that, and didn't get into shape. And when I hear that garbage about Atlanta, altitude and everything, he was here getting drunk. But let's tell the truth. He was.
Okay.
So, I mean, he didn't get in shape. He was celebrating or commiserating or whatever he might have been. And that's the truth. So, Peyton wants to play, and we know that Peyton always wants to play. He wants to play marbles in the backyard with his brother. Chess with his father. He's the guy that just wants to be competitive. But I think 10 plays. And now, let me go the other way. You do have those guys nicked and bruised. You do have Peyton that you want to be in great shape for the playoffs. So do you put some wear on the tread by playing him
10
more?
plays?
Well, I'm trying to give you the other side. If I'm Gary Kubiak, that I don't want to risk in the first game Emmanuel Sanders getting hurt. I don't want to risk guys, but the young guys, I want to see what they can do, and I could probably get by without one of them. Does that make sense? That if one of them got hurt,
well, of course, they're expendable.
Max
Peyton
Garcia
is not.
Max Garcia, you could probably
Sure.
put Ben Garland or somebody in there. Shelley Smith. So I'm playing the guys.
They're sacrificial lambs, is what you're saying, right?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to get them out pretty quickly. Brock is a sacrificial lamb in his own way, because maybe you want to see him play 3 quarters in Seattle. Grow up, kid. Grow a set, as I say all the time. Let's see what you got. Act like a quarterback. All right, you don't have this. You don't have several of the starters, 3 or 4, but you got people that are in the NFL. Let's see what you got against their first team.
Okay.
Rather than against always the second or third team.
So Elway and Kubiak want to see what Brock Osweiler has
against the first team.
I get it. In really tough circumstances. It's not just against Seattle's first team defense, which is very good. It's also in an extremely loud stadium. It's also with a very young left side of the, and maybe this is why Peyton's not playing. They want those young guys on the offensive line to get a game under their belts before they put Peyton in, maybe. But is it fair to Brock Osweiler to be playing under those conditions, having to show Gary Kubiak and John Elway something? Is it fair to Brock?
Is it fair to Brock?
Yeah.
Life is unfair. Les, I don't know whether you've heard. I don't know anything in life that's fair. My life is unfair every day. Oh, well.
Yeah, but you bring that on yourself. That's a joke.
Well, Brock, yeah, but you're right. I get what I deserve in life. Every time I hit a bad golf shot, John can tell you, my friend over there, I go, I get what I deserve. If I'd practiced more or I got more training or teaching, I wouldn't hit that bad shot. So I get what I deserve. If you want to hit that shot, you want to hit a 5-iron 180 yards, then you needed to do something with your life other than. So we get what we deserve in life. Brock deserves this. Find out what you're doing. There are reasons to play the first stringers, but with the guys that are a little bit hurt, you don't want to risk them out there. So maybe you're right. But Grant, I always think of Grant. I'm going to give you a 30-second
Grant
Civil
who?
War. General Grant.
Oh, Ulysses S. Grant.
General Grant and Lee. Lee was one of the best strategists in the whole world. He just didn't have the players, if you take that. Grant threw waves of players out there. He didn't care whether they got killed or injured or whatever. He just wanted waves of soldiers out there, and he would risk them. So Gary Kubiak's taking I want to save my best people for, Valley Forge.
Sure.
Shiloh or something like that. Oh, look, behind you.
U.S. Grant.
Got Grant up there.
The 17th president of the United States.
He was my favorite, second favorite guy that was named U.S. The singer.
Yes.
There's a singer with U.S. in his name?
Gary U.S. Bonds.
Gary U.S. Bonds. Thank you.
Ooh, that's good.
And his brother took PEDs.
Barry.
Jimmy, great catch. Gary U.S. Bonds. What was his big song? Now that's the next thing. I'm so far in the weeds, I can't come out of there.
Somebody look it up. Gary U.S. Bond's greatest hit. Back to Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler.
How do we get to U.S. Grant and Gary U.S. Bonds?
It happens on the show every once in a while.
It's good, though.
Do you want to see any of the quarterbacks play? I can't imagine Osweiler's going to play the whole game.
Well, Trevor Simeon's not going to play at all.
Well, so Dysart maybe the last quarter and a half?
Yeah, sure. Oh, of course. I think you play Brock and then put Zach in against the scrubs and the Jags, just a guy. You put him in against the Jags because that's who he'll be playing with. But I want to see him. He looks like you and I talk about. He looks like a quarterback. Now, whether he can play like a quarterback, we've never been able to see because Zach Dysart is in there with Brock Osweiler. We don't know what either one of them can do. So let's find out.
So I guess we'll watch anyway.
You'll watch. You want to see what Brock Osweiler does. Admit it. You would rather see. You know what Peyton Manning's going to do. He's going to come out and give. Gary Kubiak would have him give to C.J. Anderson 3 times. Throw a little play action pass. Throw it to a tight end, Virgil Green. Maybe lead him to 4 or 5 first downs and a field goal. Then he's out of there. You want to see Brock Osweiler under fire, under center. Let's see what he's got. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch every moment of it. You're not going to go sit in the dugout with your buddies at the Rockies game. Admit it.
Actually, I'm going to be at the Rockies game. No, I go before the game starts, and then I go home and I watch the Broncos.
Who goes to a baseball game and leaves before?
Me.
I mean, you go watch batting practice and then you leave.
Collect information.
What kind of?
And then I leave.
Collect the information.
I need to stay for another baseball game. I've seen thousands
of them,
literally.
Don't go.
That segment.
He goes because he wants to eat the media meal before.
Absolutely not. I don't get the media meal. I will not pay for the media meal. I will not put money into Dick Monfort's pocket. I bring food. Or I leave and eat at home.
You bring a lunch to a baseball game?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever buy the peanuts outside?
Never.
Well, I mean outside the gates. You bring your own peanuts?
I do.
You just ruined the whole idea of the national pastime is you go and have a hot dog.
It's my own.
You get a beer.
This is my own silent protest as to how Dick Monfort runs this team.
So Friday night,
I do not buy the meal
sit
in the media
dugout
room.
And talk to Walt White's strategy and tell him he's going to talk to his boy Jeff Bridich about when you're going to bring up the next.
And I'm going to talk to your boy Eddie Butler. That segment's sponsored by Lake Street Tavern. They've got 3 bars under one roof. They've got the Underground Social, lots of games downstairs, a lot of fun. 24,000 square feet. They've got 60 HD TVs. There's a lot of NFL preseason going on this weekend. They'll have all the games on. So go over to Lake Street Tavern. They've got the best sports bar food in town. They're located just a couple of blocks north of Coors Field at 23rd and Blake.